Folks, me and Callum have decided to join up today because we have got an absolute banner amount of guitars to talk about that are joining the Epiphone Inspired by Gibson Custom Shop. Now Callum, before we jump into these awesome guitars, and that might kind of give us away, you're pretty excited about talking about these today, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely. To be honest with you, I'm actually pretty blown away with these guitars. They're absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I'm excited for this.
That's a slight spoiler alert there as well, but yeah, I'm also very excited to talk about these as well. So we've got 6 models to cover today, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this section here. If you do want to check any of them out, we've split the video up into chapters, and there will be links to each one of these individual guitars in the description as well if you do want to do a little bit more reading. But let's just jump in and talk about the ones in our laps. Cool, so me and Callum have decided to talk about maybe the ones that we're most excited about right at the start here as well, and that is the pre-war J200 here, and in Callum's lap he has got the banner 1942 J45 there. So I'm going to start with the J200 here, just because there's actually quite a nice little story. But before we even jump into any story here, I just want to give just a little example of how this is sounding. And much like any good J200, you really need to start with just a big open G chord.
Beautiful.
Just let that ring on for days, and that's the absolute sort of trademark of a J200 there, is that absolutely massive, just room-filling sound. Now, this going for that kind of pre-war vibe, there's one major difference to this guitar. Now, spoiler alert as well, we are going to be talking about another J200 that you might be able to see just on the wall right there. But the pre-war J200, there's the major difference with this is that the wood choice that has gone into it. Now, when you think of a J200, it has that spruce top, it's got maple backing sides, whereas with the pre-war version, this is actually a rosewood backing sides here. Now, they did that for 10 years. The J200 was released in 1937, first of all. Then for another 10 years, they used rosewood for the backing sides, but due to the Great Depression kicking in, they had to move that to maple, and that's what gives it that really sort of like, I don't want to say traditional, so to speak, but I guess it's more that trademark sparkly sound to it now. I think you are speaking for yourself as well, that huge sort of like bright sound out of a J200 is absolutely awesome, but there's something about this, man, isn't there? There's sounds absolutely killer. The other things that have gone into this, and this kind of like covers a few of the other guitars as well, is these have all got thermally aged spruce tops on them, and it goes without saying that it's all solid across the board. They all come with hard cases. They're just absolutely awesome. Now, seeing kind of detail wise on that as well, it's even going for stuff like the old school kind of tuners on there as well. It's got a kind of like really old school sort of neck to it as well. It's like a D shape, I would say, on there, but you know, really, really comfy, really easy to play, certainly for anybody who's used to that kind of Gibson vibe. So certainly for anybody who likes those big, big rhythm sounds, anybody who likes to just have like this massive jumbo guitar as well. I kind of feel like this is maybe drowning me out a little bit as well, but certainly for anybody who does like those sounds, this is the one for you. I'll just play a couple of extra chords on here just so you can get a proper idea of how this sounds too. Sounds absolutely awesome, I think. But if this wasn't part of the line, I probably would be playing the one that is in Callum's lap right now as well, because I've just got a thing for J45s, man. I think like they're known as the workhorse in the Gibson world, and I guess like just when it comes to like singer-songwriters as well. And after, you know, a couple of minutes of playing it this morning, I think you understand why it's called the workhorse.
Absolutely, this thing is stunning, and you know I'm going to play a little bit for you as well. So I'll play a couple of chords, see how you think it sounds, and then we'll go through a little bit of the specs as well.
Let's hear it.
I like this guitar a lot.
Let's go. That's
Yeah.
just like there's something so like, I guess it just fits into a mix really well, and that's kind of one of the reasons why it is known as the workhorse, just because it can fit into so many different scenarios. But for the kind of like year one like J45 that this is based on, I think they kind of got it right the first time round. It would seem like
Yeah.
it's wild, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Callum's a lot more obviously adverse when it comes to acoustic guitars than myself. I'm much more of an electric player, but you're finding that kind of all the styles that you're playing on it completely suit it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know, I'm someone who normally plays kind of like finger picky, like finger style stuff. And yeah, this is the first time I've had a pick in my hand in a long time. So
You're doing great, man. You're smashing.
Brilliant, thank you. But yeah, I've played all the kind of styles that I would normally play on this, and it sounds fantastic. But even if you want to just strum a nice big G chord, it sounds fantastic. And like Kieran said, if you're putting this into a mix and you know doing a couple of tracks with it, it just fits everywhere. It's stunning, really. So nice. So yeah, we have the 1942 Banner J45 reissue in the vintage Sunburst. Now, this is a year one J45, and similarly to all the guitars that we have here, it is the thermally aged spruce top. This has a mahogany back and sides, and also it is the kind of V-shaped neck as well, which is, to be honest, stunning to play on.
See, that's not the usual one that you kind of have told me that you go for more of a kind of like, not a skinnier neck, but definitely like a V-shape's not really one that you would necessarily gravitate to.
No, not normally. It's normally a kind of just, you know, a regular kind of C-neck, and my the necks that I normally play on are a little bit thinner, but this is, I don't know, there's something about it, man. It's lovely.
Yeah. It's that year one. It's the vintage vibe. It's like you just immediately kind of get a feel for it. It's absolutely awesome.
But yeah, all these guitars come with LR bags installed as well. Now today, you guys are actually hearing these kind of mic'd up, and you're hearing the actual acoustics of them. But you know, these are very popular for playing live as well. So if you're plugged in, they're still going to sound absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where, you know, this being the workhorse, and actually even just the J200 that I was just playing there as well, they come with those LR bags element bronze pickups in them, which just, you're going to be sorted if you are going to be playing this live, and they are just really nice guitars to play as well. So I don't think you'd have a bother playing this through an entire gig. And they all come with hard cases as well, which even better for taking to a gig. After a very quick guitar change, we're on to our next two models here, and in my lap is this absolutely stunning 1960 Hummingbird reissue in Heritage Cherry Sunburst, the only colour that a Hummingbird really should be. Now this, much like all the other guitars that we're going to be talking about today, is one of the most iconic Gibson acoustics, in my opinion anyway. And certainly, you know, the amount of famous players all over the world who have played this as well. Sorry, I was just taking a bit of the opportunity to look at that pick guard there as well, just to get a real good angle of that for myself, but I'll show you guys at home. That's obviously one of the main kind of features of the Hummingbird, and certainly they've done it absolute justice on this guitar as well. Now spec wise, we're again looking into more the kind of traditional, that thermal aged spruce top on there with a mahogany back and sides, but the kind of main difference with this one, it's got a really rounded neck on it, like it's kind of a baseball bat on this one, which I think some people will love, some people maybe not so much. I'm a big fan of kind of like more old school tellies and stuff like that, so this one feels really comfy for me certainly. But the thing that I really liked about it was the sound, so let's get a few out of this one. Proper iconic sound, that one there. Just that big old dreadnought body as well, just covering all of those frequencies. Now again, kind of that rounded neck there is probably going to be the only thing that I think holds maybe some folk back from this, but you know, as you'll know from so many bands playing over the years as well, this thing will sound absolutely awesome live with that LR bags in there as well. Now I'm just going to be cheeky as well, because this is such a singer-songwriter guitar, throwing a bit of capo action there as well, just to really see how it handles. Hearing that little harmonic resonance right at the top there as well. Oh, Epiphone, you are being cheeky with this. This is really nice. A couple of obviously like extra little, just like kind of sort of like little aesthetic differences with this guitar as well. It's got those kind of classic like plastic close-on sort of tuners there as well, giving it that like old school sort of vibe to it as well, kind of obviously within the era of 1960. I've been over that pickguard again, but I just want to take another moment just to really appreciate it. And yeah, absolutely stunning guitar, but I've decided to give you the big boy for this one, man, because I didn't want to feel too small throughout this entire video, certainly. But you've got another J200 in your lap there.
I do indeed. I have the 57 SJ200 here, and this thing is massive, but it is also equally stunning as well. Now, there's one thing about this guitar that I absolutely love, and I'm just going to show you on the back here, which is the kind of flamed neck on the back.
Come on
Look
now,
at that,
come
man.
on now. I'm feeling the heat off of that right there, man. That's killer.
It really is stunning, yeah.
And it really pops on that natural finish as well. And actually it's important to say that this particular model does come in a vintage Sunburst as well. But you really want to go for that natural so you can see that flame there. That's just absolutely incredible.
Absolutely. But, you know, looks aside, let's get some playing done on this and see how it sounds. So yeah, this sounds absolutely gorgeous, and you know, this is a little bit more of a traditional J200 with the maple back and sides, and the thermally aged spruce top, just like the rest of them. It is the traditional C neck as well on there, and of course comes with the Eller bags pickups as well.
This is more the kind of sound that a lot of people maybe be more like I was almost going to say a little more traditional with, but a bit more familiar with, which, you know what, I want to do something very quick here. I want to, because we started off with that pre-war one, and I guess I just want to make us both look quite small just now, man, as well, is that I want to compare, because we talked about this one here. It's got the rosewood back and sides on it, as opposed to the maple back and sides there. So we're just going to do like a couple of chords back to back here, just so you can hear just what the kind of major differences are between them. Like, don't get me wrong, both sound absolutely awesome, but that's got that like real high-end sparkle to it. Like, you know, what I would certainly be a lot more kind of like, I would say, you know, if I had to do like a blind listening test or something, I'd be like, oh, that's a J200 there, whereas this, don't get me wrong, that's still kind of got that, like, I guess that's just what comes with jumbos, certainly, but I think that's really cool that they're giving you the option between these, and obviously, like, the rosewood back and sides is not the most, like, traditional that you would expect on a J200, but the fact that Gibson and Epiphone are giving you the options with these, I think is just absolutely crazy. We're on to our last two models of the brand new acoustic additions to the Epiphone Inspired by Gibson Custom Shop line, and we've certainly not left the worst to last at all, because these guitars are also still amazing additions to the lineup. This one probably being the most modern out of the new additions to this lineup, obviously. This is the Hummingbird Deluxe with the cutaway on it, which I guess if you're planning on doing any kind of acoustic solos or anything, this is the one that you would want to go for. But again, much the same as most of the other models as well. We have got that thermally aged spruce top on there. We've got solid rosewood back and sides on this particular model, so it's much the same as the pre-war J200 that we were playing just a moment ago as well. And this one, of course, has an Eller Bags VTC bronze system in it as well. But yeah, this one is maybe what I would kind of like push anyone who's more of a fan of, like, you know, a modern acoustic, because it does have like a C-shaped neck on it, and obviously with that wood combination it will fit into most scenarios. But let's get a very quick listen to this one as well. Caught myself right at the end there as well, but I think it sounds absolutely awesome. And you know what, see, compared to all the ones that I've played today, certainly, I think this might be the easiest. Like, that neck really does help. Just it's a lot skinnier than, say, even the Hummingbird that I was playing previously that had that big baseball bat style on it. And of course, you know, this is just going to sound absolutely awesome plugged in too. There's
another nice little detail I've noticed about this guitar, and it's actually, if you look, it's got a little kind of half rosette on there, and it kind of stops when it comes to the pick guard.
So it does.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous.
It's just like those little attention to detail bits as well, which this actually does come in a different colour as well. This is the natural one that I've got in my lap today, but there is an autumn burst as well if you do prefer, you know, that kind of sort of bursty look to it.
Okay, so for our final guitar of the day, we have the 1963 Dove reissued in the natural finish. Now, this, like all the other guitars, again has the thermal edged spruce top. It has a maple back and sides, little rounded neck here, and the Indian rosewood fingerboard as well. Now, obviously, to tell the way it's a Dove, has a nice little wing bridge here, but also on the truss rod cover, it says Dove. So
you can't forget about that little birdie on the pick guard as well, can you? That
yeah.
just super designed one, which again, that's kind of, I think that might be my favourite part of that guitar. It's just like, I mean, look how colourful that is. That's awesome. That's going to stand out on any stage.
It goes so well with the bridge as well. It's just like stunning. But enough about the looks. Let's see how it sounds. Beautiful.
Very apt that you chose a little piece there that definitely sounded like it could have had birds chirping in the background, man. It was like a nice little wander through a beautiful little wooded scenario there, which absolutely perfect for that. And yeah, that maple does make quite a big difference, I would say. Like, not only like, obviously, I really hope that the harmonic resonance of these guitars has come through today in the recording, because again, you know, you strum one chord on it and you just hear it develop and really kind of like sing, which is awesome. But that maple and the spruce combination on that is just, it's absolutely perfect. And if you don't want it like massively boomy, like obviously like the J200 is, then the Dove fills that spot absolutely perfectly. So that's just been a very quick look at the 6 brand new acoustic guitars that are joining the Epiphone Inspired by the Gibson Custom Shop line there. Now, we haven't went into full detail of, you know, every single spec and everything that's gone into these guitars. If you do want to do a little bit more reading about them, then each of the guitars will be linked in the description below. That'll take you directly to our website where you can read all day about what these awesome guitars have got in them. But yeah, Callum, what do you think about these, man?
Honestly, every single one that I played has been beautiful. Obviously, you know, kind of different sizes, different woods. It's going to be different sounds. But yeah, every one that I've played has been beautiful, to be honest. Honestly, I loved the sound of the kind of natural J200 as well. It was a nice big kind of sparkly sound, that, you know, classic sound from a J200. But yeah, all the guitars, for me anyway, they sounded absolutely beautiful. You
hit the nail on the head with it, as well as like, obviously the good thing about the Gibson lineup of acoustics is that they've kind of got one that suits everything. You know, you've got the J45 as the workhorse, you've got the J200 as the big boomy sort of sound as well. You've even got more kind of modern ones like this Hummingbird Deluxe here as well, which you probably say is a more kind of like, you know, touring sort of guitar in my eyes, I would maybe see. But yeah, the fact that you are now able to get these in an Epiphone model just makes it that little bit more accessible to folk. And I think I might have to agree with you with that J200 as well. I think that was maybe my favourite one of the day to hear, but I'm a bit of a J45 fan myself, so I think I'll probably be going back to play that one, the first year one. Sorry, I was trying to remember the actual year of it there. We've been talking about numbers all day, but let us know what you think about this brand new line in the comments below. Let us know what your favourite one is, and while you're there, give us a like and a subscribe to keep up with all the latest news at Guitar Guitar. But until next time, I've been Keiran.
And I've been Callum.
And we've just been checking out the brand new Epiphone Inspired by the Gibson Custom Shop acoustic line. Have a great day.